alert! Proceed with caution. Major reveals ahead. This episode contains spoilers for movies and possible TV shows. So if you haven't caught up yet, hit pause and come back when you're ready. Otherwise, strap in. We're about to unpack everything. Enjoy.
Lights go down, the screen comes alive. Got my ticket ready for the ride. Is it a hit or is it just a mess? We're breaking it down, see that with a diss or a kiss. Nowhere left for bad script to hide.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of The Real Movie Critics, real reviews by real fans. We have the whole crew here again together. It's a glorious day. The day after Corpus Comic-Con, we were all there. We all had a great time. Pictures were taken. BO was smelled, and that was from the ladies. You. But again, the Psycho Nerd, Lord Scubacabra. Gentlemen, how are y'all today?
I'm tired, man.
Yeah, I feel that.
Tired. I got
Yeah,
the
been up
con.
since 4.
Now,
I got the con crud, and I'm
Yep.
supposed to go back to the con today.
yeah,
Yeah, so we'll see. I
Well,
don't know if
full.
I'm gonna go or not.
but before
Just to go get more media.
Before we get into the movie that we're going to be reviewing, I think Lord Scubacabra had a show and tell he wanted to give us today.
All right, so just a quick heads up to anybody that's gonna come in here with negativity on anybody's review, especially because we're talking to Masters of the Universe.
Yes.
So before you go and you're like, oh, you guys don't know nothing. Yeah. Hold on real quick.
Oh,
let me
boy.
grab my camera right here. Okay. You see that? Oh, look at that. 3 cases full of Masters of the Universe figures. Anything you can think of. Don't mind that box. I was throwing shit away. But look, there's my OG Castle Grayskull. So yes, I do in fact have a large Masters of the Universe collection. So I do have the credentials for this.
Well, I think we all have the credentials here.
I mean, we all do. We grew up with the fucking.
We did. We all grew up with it.
Yes.
And he has it on, is that DVD or Blu-ray?
Well, I wish it was Blu-ray, but it's DVD.
DVD. I want the Revelations Blu-ray.
I need to finish watching the second season of that. I have not watched it yet, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about Masters of the Universe, which came out this weekend, June 5th, 2026.
Yeah.
Directed by Travis Knight with a budget of $200 million. And as of right now, the opening weekend is sitting at only 30 million plus.
It is, and that's kind of disheartening, but
But
don't think of just the box office, okay? Because yes, the box office was very, very weak, but I still think we're going to get a sequel. Let me tell you why. Because they're not just making money off of the movie itself. What was the whole purpose of the beginning of what the fuck?
Toys.
premature power.
And the toys have been selling like a motherfucker.
Just like the original set did.
Amazon has exclusive figures that you can buy on Amazon only, which I do own. The Chronicles figure, the 2-pack of Ram Man and Fisto,
Because he fists people.
because he fists people, and Ram Man rams things with
man.
his head.
Yep.
So it's not just the movie sales that you have to take into consideration. You also have to take into consideration the
The
toy sales as well.
The merch. Yeah.
And I feel that the merch is what's going to get us the second film.
I agree with that 100%. I have the cast list here, and I cannot pronounce the lead guy's name, Nicholas Galtazine, I guess. He's British, I guess, or Australian, I forget. As Adam/He-Man, we have Camila Mendes as Tila, and I thought she was a great Tila, by the way. I thought she was actually really.
I liked her.
I was a little hesitant because she's from, what was it, Riverside? Is that the name of that show?
Riverdale.
Riverdale. Yeah. Riverside is the program we're using to record. My apologies.
Shout out Riverside.
Jared Leto as Skeletor. I'm going to be 100%. I was scared after the Joker, after Tron. I was hesitant to
Morbius.
Morbius. But
Mm.
you know, with the fact that we don't get to see his face at all in this movie gave me a little bit of hope. But we'll get into that review later.
Well, not to mention the look of Skeletor was
Dude, it was
pretty damn
terrifying.
good.
It was
it was
damn
great.
good.
Yeah, it
it
was.
was. But we'll get there. We'll get there.
Allison Brie is Evil Lynn. Allison Brie is sexy as fuck, by the way. I'm gonna
She's
throw
good.
that out there.
I liked her on Glow.
She was great in Glow, yeah.
I like
Marina,
the Community.
I never saw The Community. Another show I got to catch up on. Morena Baccarin as the Sorceress. Idris Elba as Man-at-Arms. Holy fuck. I was impressed by
Wow.
that. That was
Yeah.
Kirsten Wiig as the voice of Roboto, which I thought was
That
pretty
one
cool.
blew my mind. That blew my mind in the
Yeah.
end credits when they're saying who played who, and I'm like, oh fuck, that was Kristen Wiig. Holy shit!
Which is
And-
funny because the whole entire movie, I thought Evil Lynn, I was like, who are you? You look so familiar. Who are you? I didn't check the names. I thought it actually was Kristen Wiig for a while. But then when they showed the credits, I was like, Allison Brie? Oh, crap. How did I make that mistake? Then they showed Kristen Wiig's name. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Badass.
And finally, in a cameo, a passing of the torch, shall we say, as the Macho Man, we have Dolph Lundgren. Good journey.
Good journey.
Good journey.
Oh my God.
Dude,
I damn
that
near
when
fell out of
he
my
said
chair.
that, dude, I did too. I screamed so loud, and Mel's like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "That's what they say in the '87 movie."
We don't say goodbye. We say good journey.
They say good journey.
Yeah.
Yes. I thought that was a really cool little nod that they threw in there to the '87 movie.
Yeah,
Mhm.
agreed.
And only because I didn't know how they were going to fit his cameo in there, and I'm glad that they did it that way
Yeah.
because it fit. Now, I will say there are a lot of people complaining that they blackwashed Triclops and Man-at-Arms. I'm here to say I don't give a fuck.
Who
They both
cares?
did amazing
gives a
job.
crap?
Somebody had posted their review and they're like, #not my Man-at-Arms. And I'm like, if you're racist, bro, just say you're fucking racist.
You know what? And
No
that's
kidding, right?
fact. I mean, there are certain characters that I think should not be blackwashed. Superman comes to mind, but then again, there is a black version of Superman.
Exactly. But that's not blackwashing the character.
No, that's actually
So,
yeah.
but it's like you could never whitewash Black Panther,
Nope. Actually,
could
there is a
never-
white version of Black Panther, by the way, though.
but it's not Black Panther.
exactly.
So,
So
and you can never, you should never blackwash Snow White. Snow White should be Snow White.
Little Mermaid.
And I don't really
Eh.
care about that. She's fucking half fish. Who cares what she looks like? Another one that should never be touched or whitewashed is Tiana from The Princess and the Frog. Those are the three that pop into my head.
Fair.
I'm sure there's others that shouldn't be. Other side characters like Man-at-Arms. Idris Elba did such a great job
Yeah, he
as
did.
Duncan. I love the fact that he basically loses himself because he failed.
Yeah, he did
Mhm.
big time.
We get to
That was a good arc.
see these characters that we grew up with just in cartoon form actually have human emotions. Because if
Yep.
you go back and you watch the OG Masters of the Universe cartoon, while it does try to take itself seriously, there's a lot of comic relief, especially with like Orko, which I'm glad that we do not get him until the end of the movie.
Yeah, we'll get there to that too. Yeah.
We will. But the way this movie starts, man, we actually get to see a young Adam, a young Cringer. Like it was really cool to finally see that as a kid. You know what I mean? Because we've
Yeah.
never seen that. We've never seen it in the OG series.
Actually, that's
He
not
was
true.
He-Man already.
There was an episode where they had a flashback where we had young Adam.
But it
and
was
young
just a
it was just a
but it was just
flashback.
a flashback.
Yeah.
I'm talking about we never got an origin story to how he precisely became He-Man.
Yeah.
We know because they tell us in the intro,
Mm.
you know, that he raises the sword and
Which
he
is
becomes He-Man.
The most
But
epic
we
intro
didn't-
ever, by the way.
It is. But we never got a proper introduction as to
Why?
Adam as a child. And so I do love that. I do love the fact that he goes to Earth because that's where his mom's from. Believe it or not, people, this
That's true.
isn't just a they just put him on Earth to put him on Earth. No.
Marlene is from Earth.
Queen Marlena is from Earth. She was an astronaut. She's a great fucking pilot. Like there's depth to these characters that if you knew nothing of it other than watching the cartoons, even if you watch the 2000 series, they get way more in depth than what the 80s series ever did. We don't talk about the 1990s series because that one was trash.
Mhm.
But even with Revelations, Kevin Smith, I think, did a great job with Revelations. People bitch about that because, it's about Tila, blah, blah, blah. The show is Masters of the Universe.
It's not called He-Man.
He-Man was the 80s. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. He-Man was the main focus.
Yep.
So with this being Masters of the Universe, I love the fact that while Adam, yes, is our main focus, it's still about everybody else in the world.
Yep.
I wish we would have gotten a little bit more with Moss Man. I don't even think he talks, but maybe once the entire time.
Maybe.
That
Something like
if he even says anything, I can't remember anything memorable that he said if he did talk.
I think he said, that was pretty much it. Oh my
Which
God.
which some people were mad at that they killed him off, but I was okay with it because they do it in Revelation.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's not the first time that we've seen him die, which not everybody, just because you die in this type of universe doesn't mean you stay dead.
well, yeah, look at Prince Adam.
Yeah.
Before we go
And
any further, I do want to get through these fun facts real quick, because you've mentioned a couple of them already, but I want to get through them. The original Skeletor face was a golden skull mask in production.
In pre-production, yes, they wanted it to be a golden skull mask, but luckily
The director
the
vetoed
director
that.
was like,
No.
absolutely not. Skeletor never wore a mask. It was his face, and
Mhm.
that's where we're going to go with it. So that was a great fucking choice.
On Earth, Adam has the last name of Glenn, which is what his mother's, Marlena's last name was in the show. Marlena Glenn.
Now, before you move on, I do have a question.
Sure.
Who the fuck raised Adam?
You know what? That was my question too. Who the fuck
That is
raised
the
Adam?
only plot hole that I could think of that was like a major plot hole in this movie.
He
It
got
never
raised in the
says
system.
who raised him.
Probably.
And maybe he did.
Yeah.
I mean, more than likely he did, but
Yeah. Let's see here. Jared Leto made the effort to make Skeletor sound like somebody speaking without lips.
yes.
I think that's
And
fucking. I think that's brilliant, actually.
that's
Camila Mendez left production of I Know What You Did Last Summer to be in this movie.
good.
I
And she should, because that movie
think that was a
sucked
wise
ass.
choice.
Yeah.
Karg from the '87 movie is in this movie.
Yep.
He was
Noticed it right away.
he was in the older film to replace Trapjaw. Fun fact.
Yeah.
And while Adam is in the police car, you can hear the song "What's Up" by the Four Non Blondes playing in the background. We all know
Nice.
I laughed so fucking hard.
Mhm.
there was a
At
lot
the
of Easter
fact
eggs.
that they threw the fucking meme in there was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
There was,
Oh, and he
dude,
says the line, "What's going on?" I
yeah,
was like,
yeah,
"Oh, come on.
the comic book shop was called Fright Zone,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
which if you know what the Fright Zone is, you know what's coming. I mean,
Yep.
we basically get a glorious shot of it in one of the end credit
Yeah,
scenes.
we did, and it looked like straight out of the cartoon.
Yep.
The final fun fact that I have, it kind of hits close to home for me as well. Jared Leto is not the first actor to play both Skeletor and the Joker. Do we know who the actor who did it first is?
Yeah, Mark Hamill.
There we go, Mark Hamill. See, this is why we have this podcast, because we are full of knowledge. We are full of information. It may be useless to you, but it's important to us.
I will
Yes,
say
very
that Mark Hamill's take on Skeletor, though, was way too jokery.
See, it's funny you say that, because there were times when Jared Leto would laugh as Skeletor, and I would hear the Joker laugh, and I'm like, oh. I would cringe a little bit. I'm like, oh, I don't want to hear that laugh again.
But that laugh fits Skeletor
Yeah.
so much more than it did the Joker. But I feel like with Mark Hamill, he just kind of took his Joker voice and just kind of softened it a bit, you know. And it's great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking shit about it. I
No,
love
no, of
his
course not.
iteration of Skeletor. It's absolutely amazing.
It's just hard
But-
not to mention it. So.
Exactly. But this movie, man, just blew my mind away. I laughed. I cried.
oh yeah, when
It healed my inner child. Like
Mhm.
it was everything. The only thing I was missing was a bowl of cereal. That's it. If the theaters were smart, they would have served bowls of fucking cereal for you to
He-Man
have while you
cereal.
were watching this movie. Any kind of cereal. I don't give a shit. But it was such a great flick, man. And everybody that's complaining about it and, oh, it's too much like Guardians of the Galaxy, blah, blah, blah. Bitch, Masters of the Universe was around way before Guardians of the Galaxy.
Facts.
So, no, you can go fuck yourself.
And
There's also people that wanted it to be more of an epic like Lord of the Rings. I don't think I wanted that.
No.
I didn't want a serious movie. They tried to do that in 87. They took away everything. They took away the heart of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe in the 87 movie. And granted, it was budget constraints for the most part, but it just, and don't get me wrong, I have a soft spot in my heart for that movie.
Oh, yeah.
As bad as it is, it's a canon film. You know how
It's
canon films
nostalgic.
work. Yeah.
Majorly nostalgic.
But watching it after watching this movie, because I did come home and immediately put it on, just because I'm like, okay, I need to consume more Masters of the Universe. And I was bored. There's nothing in that movie that is remotely close to having the same heart that the cartoon had.
Yeah.
And it's just too, and granted, they come to Earth, cool. They have the cosmic key. But this one, man, actually puts emphasis on the sword of power. In the first one, there's no Skeletor gets the sword and then just kind of keeps it there. This one, he actually knows it. He wants to use it because he wants the power and doesn't work, which was fucking hilarious. I laughed my ass off at that scene.
The campy Skeletor was straight out of the cartoon. He's like, when I have my hand up, it's the decrescendo. Oh, and he was so campy, and I'm like, I'm loving it. This is exactly what I wanted from Skeletor. He's not serious. He's a bit of a dick with all the insults, Skeletor to King Randor, come in, you royal boob, all that shit. It was all there. And I'm like, this is what now we had talked about this before, that the Scary Movie moved into the same slot, the same weekend. And we were like, oh crap, because Scary Movie was selling out and Masters of the Universe was not. We were scared.
Yep.
2 hours and 12 minutes later, after watching He-Man, I'm like, I'm not worried. If people don't like it, they're fucking stupid. I'm sorry. I hate to say that, but this is a great movie. And if you were a kid in the 80s and you watched the original He-Man series, you will love this movie. This movie has so many Easter eggs, so many tributes, so many little things that made the fact that his shirt was pink on Earth.
Yeah.
And you notice we never see his physique until he becomes He-Man.
Everything's baggy. Yeah.
Everything
Everything's
is
baggy on
baggy.
him.
Which I thought was,
Very
and
smart.
even when he does it for the first time, you see him kind of the CGI bulks him up a little bit, even though he's already buff as fuck anyway. But when he did the first by the power of Grayskull, I cried. I'm like, this is what I've been wanting, because we don't see it in the 87 movie. He says it one time and he's already He-Man.
He just says, I have the power. There's never by the power of Grayskull.
No,
there's
never there.
we never got Adam in the original film.
No,
he's
it was
He-Man.
He's He-Man the entire
movie.
time. Yeah.
And in that particular movie, Skeletor finally penetrates Castle Grayskull, which, by the way, that set looked way too nice. Grayskull does not look like that.
No.
Grayskull looks like it's been run down. It's not supposed to be a paradise. It's just a fucking castle that holds all the power.
Well, yeah, but it's hiding the power that all the magic and everything in Eternia. So it's not supposed to look appealing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what they didn't do in the first film. And with this one, even after Skeletor, wrecks shit and Adam comes back and it's been 15 years, to us, I still thought Eternia looked beautiful, even though it was in ruins.
Yeah.
When they're flying through, I'm like, oh wow, this is Eternia. This is awesome. And then even further later on, when they're in the forest,
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, this is Eternia. Like, I want to go here. Like, this is my childhood come to life on screen.
100%.
I enjoyed the environment and the colors being used. It looked really vibrant, really nice to look at all the way through.
Vibrant when it needed to be vibrant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dark and scary when it needed to be. Snake Mountain was
gonna say,
absolutely
Snake-
terrifying.
Oh my God.
And such a great contrast to the rest of Eternia.
Yep.
Mhm.
As it should be. I don't have anything bad to say about this movie. I loved all the jokes. I love the fact that it did not take itself serious. There are people that are bitching and complaining that it didn't take itself serious. The one scene that I will say I wish they would not have added a comical aspect to it is when they break out of the prison. When they finally break out and they're doing that slow walk, which we've seen thousands of times in different movies. And it's always this badass, like, slow walk to get to the fight. But then they start coughing because of all the dust and shit in the air, which is funny. Don't get me wrong. It's
hilarious.
funny. I did laugh, but I kind of almost wish that it would have just stayed a serious scene
Yeah.
instead of adding that, because the coughing did last a little too long, in my opinion. But it was still funny nonetheless.
Yeah.
Like, I can look past it. It didn't ruin the movie for me or anything.
And
Actually, getting cringer was great.
that was my one complaint when he became He-Man the second time. He didn't do the battle cat thing. We didn't see that till we didn't see that. I'm like, oh, I really wanted that.
Well, but you got to remember too, he still doesn't know the extent of the power.
That's true.
He doesn't know that the power can extend to Cringer. But I do love the fact that when Cringer is fucking running down the damn bridge or whatever, and he's like, next time I'm gonna wear armor. I was like, yes, you are. Yes, you are, little buddy.
100%.
Going back to that line scene you were talking about when all the heroes are walking together after they break out of the prison, did you catch the song? Did you catch it?
Yeah.
That's a great song. I love that song. That was one of those many moments throughout the film where I'm just like, and Celia's looking at me the whole time, like, I can see her in my peripheral looking at me every time I got excited.
And you know what? I kind of knew it was coming because of the Highlander joke that they threw in there.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Right. With the cops.
So
I kind of had I was like, ooh, are they going to do it? No, they're not going to do it. And then they did. I was like, oh, they fucking did it. They fucking did it.
Now, did you notice when Orko, and I love the fact that they had Orko who did most of in this episode, we learned I love
the PSAs. Yeah.
The PSA. I'm like, dude, I damn near was like, dude, as an adult, I wanted this. We never got Orko in the 87 movie. We got Gwildor. Yeah, with the magic key. But Orko is there telling us about, what we learned in the lesson of the day. But if you look in the background behind Orko, Merman.
I don't think it's Merman. I don't think it's Merman. It
looked just like Merman.
I know, but he's not the only one. You have to remember there are other people of his.
Okay, that's fair.
Of his race. So I don't think it's Merman. I think it's one of his mer people that is out on land right now, but I don't think it's Merman's the king. You know what I mean? So I don't think he would just be standing in the background, but I think it's a nod like it was on the map when they show Skeletor standing in one of the rooms. You see Merman's face on there. So I feel like that's just to let us know that, hey, he's out there.
He's out
just
there
like
somewhere.
They did with the avian village. As soon as they said there's an avian village under attack, I said, Stratos! Fuck yeah!
Yeah.
Because Stratos is the king of the avian people. So we know these characters exist in this world. Mel got sad when Roboto died. I looked over, I said, she's not dead.
She's not going anywhere. She's getting
Man at
Her conscience is still there.
Duncan will fix her.
Yeah.
And sure as shit. And that, and I know we're skipping all over the place, but it's kind of hard not to just talk about our favorite spots instead of just going through the whole movie. When they're standing there doing the
oh my God, yeah.
The laugh from the cartoon. I ate that shit up. As stupid and cheesy as it was, it was just hitting that nostalgia of watching the show and watching them stand around after the battle was done and just laughing at whatever stupid joke was told.
Now, I do want to talk about that particular scene because that's when we get for the most part, we saw it with Duncan, Man-at-Arms early on with the freaking comic accurate armor. Because in the 87 movie, it looked like whatever. This one, it looked like it was straight from the cartoon. With the green and the armor. And then we get Teela in the traditional garb that she wears in the cartoon with the hair up in the bun and all. I'm like, dude, yes, thank you.
Yeah, we had that action figure growing up too.
Yes, we did. Well, I had that action figure. But yeah, this is a great movie. I mean, and I want to talk about the post-credit scenes real quick. We talked about Orko with the whole, and I am glad we did not get him early in the movie. I was okay with where he was. That was fine.
Well, it was too much. There was too much going on with trying to introduce and get a backstory to all these other characters that I feel that if they would have tried to get one more in, granted, we never get a backstory to Trapjaw.
No.
We never really get a backstory to any of the main villains because we know who they are. And even if you don't know anything about it, you know they're the bad guys. That's all you need to know. That's it. That's all you need to know. Skeletor is a bad guy. Evil Lyn's his side piece. Trapjaw, Beastman, Karg, all of them. Those are the bad guys.
Beastman.
Dude,
they did him better this time.
Yeah, they fucking did. He was a beast. Literally a
beast.
It was great. The sorceress. The little bit of time that we did see her.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous. Dude, Morena Baccarin, I love her so much. I've loved her since the first time I saw her in Deadpool. She did such a great job in embodying what the sorceress should be. Yeah. Costume design did great in everybody's costume. When she was Zor, I absolutely lost my shit. Even in the trailer, when we saw Zor, I'm like, holy shit, this is it. Yeah. The fact that they're even including Zor, I'm sold. That had me sold from the get-go.
Yeah, agree. Yeah, 100%. And the trailer definitely It wasn't one of those movies where the best parts were in the trailer.
Exactly.
That would be.
Not like Scary Movie 6.
I was just thinking it. I was just thinking about that. But this movie, it didn't give away. It gave us enough, but not too much. It's like, yeah, here's a little bit, baby birds. We'll feed you later. Here we go. You know what I mean? It definitely delivered. But we get the Orko post-credit scene, and then we get Marlena in Man at Arms. We see freaking He-Man taking off, and I love how I do love that everybody knows it's not a secret.
Well, I mean,
I'm okay. I'm okay with that.
I love it, and let me tell you why. Are you telling me that everybody in Eternia was just absolutely just that dumb to not realize that the only difference between Adam and He-Man, clothing and olive-colored skin. That's it. Those are the only fucking differences between Adam and He-Man.
Well, that's just the way they drew him in the cartoon. When they did the updated show years ago on Netflix, they changed it. He's a scrawny little guy.
And I get that. But this is not that iteration.
No, it's not.
No,
granted, it does have some elements of it.
Yeah.
But this is supposed to be straight from the 80s cartoon. And so that does bring it's like Superman with the glasses.
I was just thinking the same thing.
How the hell can you not and then finally we get an explanation.
Hypno glasses.
So I love the fact that they're just like, you know what? Let's just play along.
I love that he's like, he knows that we know, right? Yeah, let him do his thing.
Yeah.
let him do his thing. But we see He-Man and Battle Cat, they roll out. Marlena and Duncan are sitting there, and then they start talking about Adora. They don't mention her by name, but they start talking about her coming back. And then we get sent to it was Etheria, right? Is that the name of the planet?
Yeah,
Etheria.
Yeah.
And she's standing there with the sword out in full She-Ra gear. We hear Force Captain Adora. No, not anymore. And then we get the close-up of the sword with the gem, and I'm like,
the sword of protection.
oh my God, yes. So we are going to get She-Ra. The director says he has an idea of who he wants to play her in mind. He just hasn't told her yet because he doesn't want to get rejected. I'm sorry. And it better not be Margot Robbie either. I'm so over Margot Robbie at this point.
It would have to be somebody young. It would have to be somebody that is almost the age of Nicholas because they're twins. You know what I mean?
I was thinking the girl from Ghostbusters. What's her name? The blonde
McKenna
girl.
Grace.
Yeah,
McKenna
her.
Grace.
Why not?
Oh, yeah,
Damn,
that'd be good. That's a good choice.
I
Yeah.
love her.
Yeah, that's a good fucking choice.
Woo, that's a good idea.
But in that scene, as short as that little clip is, we do get a lot of awesome nods to the She-Ra show. When they focus in on the sword, the way that the power goes around the sword was just like it was in the She-Ra cartoon. We get to see the Fright Zone behind, which we know Hordak is there.
Yep.
Hordak.
Yeah, that was a nice touch.
And depending on where they go with the story, this is going to be either really, really awesome for Skeletor or not good for Skeletor because they could go one of two ways. They could either make it to where, Skeletor was the second in command of Hordak.
He was.
That whole spiel.
He was his apprentice at one point.
But are we going to see Keldor? Because if we see Keldor, I want that to be there's different ways that Keldor became Skeletor.
Yeah.
The way I want to see is with Hordak enticing Skeletor to get the Havoc staff, and that is what turns him into
Skeletor.
Because in the Revelation cartoon, we do see the backstory of Hordak training Keldor. He's the elder brother of Randor, and so he is E-Man's uncle. He's Adam's uncle. So I want them. I need them to do it right because, like I said, there's different ways they can do it because in some versions, Skeletor's mind has been erased because of the evil of the Havoc staff. So his memories are gone. He doesn't even remember being Keldor ever, which would explain why he says, I like being evil. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the villain, which was almost I don't like feeling good. I like feeling bad or whatever the fuck it is he said. But it was so close. It was almost there. I was like, God damn it. But it leads to so many other different things that we could get. The Horde is absolutely one of my favorite pieces of Masters of the Universe lore.
Yeah.
So seeing Hordak in live action, I think it's time that She-Ra does get her own film. It's been 40-something years at this point.
Yeah. Long overdue.
We've never had a She-Ra film.
Live action.
But I would also like to see, kind of like with Supergirl, how Kal-El is in it somewhat, but it's focused on
Her.
on Kara. So I would like the same for this one, where maybe the whole fact that the sorceress was gone, we didn't really see her. We saw Zor a few times, but the reason we didn't see Zor more, or there was a bigger, purpose for the sorceress, she was off finding Adora.
Yeah.
And so there's so many different ways they can go about it, like I said, but I'm excited for that.
But my question about Adora / She-Ra is that they're calling her Force Captain Adora, which means she's still part of the Horde, and she's in the She-Ra garb. Is she going to be a bad guy at the beginning of this movie?
No. Okay, so you have to remember, she, for all intents and purposes, leads the rebellion. So at that point, I think what happens is, up until that point, she has been, Despara is another name that she's called when she's with the Horde, when she's in her full getup. But
Yeah.
I think she is captain of the Horde. She finally comes to realize that whoever was talking to her through the sword, through the gem, the sorceress, was in fact correct. She's been brainwashed this entire time. She finally sees Hordak for who he is, and the sword activates because she's come to the realization that she is in fact not from Etheria. She's from Eternia. Everything the sorceress told her through the sword is true. And her coming to that realization, she realizes she is the protector of Etheria.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see this in real time, Power of the Sword. It's on YouTube. It's free. It's an awesome cartoon to watch. It's Adam goes on a quest to find. They don't really tell him who she is. He said, there's this sword. Take it to this person. You'll know when you get there. And then of course, typical He-Man, Master of the Universe mayhem ensues. It's actually a really good watch. It's definitely one of my favorite
song too.
And maybe what we don't see too is that maybe Hordak has Adam. Maybe Adam's the one who took her the sword. Maybe the everything that happened in the Sword of Power took place up until that point. We don't know. We don't know until we get the movie.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Even if it's just a direct Prime movie, I don't care. I want it.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
And of course, the last post-credit scene, Evelyn finds the skull of Skeletor after he's defeated and goes, you've looked better. And then she rolls out and you hear the Skeletor laugh one last time before the movie's over.
Which we knew Skeletor isn't going to die.
No.
Of course not. Come on now.
But my thing, is he coming back as Skeletor or is he going to come back as Scareglow?
So yeah, interesting.
So in Revelations, Scareglow is a completely different character. He's his own character. He is the Lord of Subternia, which is where, bad people go when they die.
Mm-hmm.
But in the old stuff, he is the ghost of Skeletor. So which way is it going to go? Or is Scareglow? And the only reason that I think they were going to include Scareglow in this is because one of the Chronicles figures that came out, the first one that dropped was Scareglow. And he is nowhere to be found in this movie. And the Chronicles line is strictly from the movie. We did get a King Grayskull figure as well, but I think he was one of the statues that was there because,
I think this is the perfect time for me to read this. We'll get into the Rotten Tomatoes and all that stuff later, but I want to read this review that I saw yesterday, and I want y'all's take on this. And I'm going to read all of this. Do not say anything until after I'm done. This is from a gentleman. His Facebook title is 956 Business Reviews, which already 956 just takes away the credibility right there. This movie is trash can. Down, thumbs down, 1 out of 10. If you love He-Man, don't watch this. Save your money because this movie will ruin your childhood. Another woke garbage movie from Hollywood. The whole time he was crying and he was humongous pussy. He didn't want to fight anybody and just wanted to talk about his feelings and his childhood trauma. Every battle, he tried to talk to the enemy and discuss how they could come together, unite, and realize that violence isn't the answer and they can be friends. Get the fuck out. And of course, the woman character is a strong, independent warrior who doesn't need a man. And the main character, the man, is trying to be in touch with his feminine side and avoid conflict and toxic masculinity. The whole movie was about muscles. Doesn't make a man. Being in touch with his feelings and not wanting to fight makes you a real man. It's probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen in a long time. I saw people leaving. I doubt that. I was about to leave myself. They tried to make the movie funny with many punchlines, but it was cringe and not funny at all. I was laughing, but I was laughing at how cringe and stupid the movie was. That's my opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. All I know is whoever made this movie needs to be fired and they need to refund money. Okay, have a nice day. Rant over. Now, before y'all comment, I want to say something. This guy's a fucking idiot. Obviously, he wasn't paying attention to what the original cartoon was. He-Man, in the original cartoon, never really wanted to fight anybody. He wanted diplomacy. Why fight when we can talk? And it was a kid's cartoon. Of course, they're not going to it's not G.I. Joe where they're going to fight all the time. I don't know what movie this dude watched, but it wasn't Master of the Universe. He must have watched the the Corn download, because Scuba, I know you were just biting to say something, so the floor is yours.
First and foremost, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Secondly, your opinion is fucking wrong. You should take that grain of salt and shove it up your fucking little pee hole because you are wrong, sir. He-Man has never been about fighting, just as my counterpart Zodiac here said. If you paid attention to the original cartoon, because obviously you didn't, he always wanted diplomacy, just like Zodiac said. Case in point, when Skeletor and He-Man teamed up to fight Evil Seed. Why? Because there was a bigger villain around that was threatening all of Eternia. So what does he do? He teams up with the top, with his fucking nemesis. Case in point, Revelation. Did you not watch Revelation? When Evil Lyn becomes Dark Lyn and is threatening to wipe out all of existence, when Adam gets the power sword back and finally becomes He-Man again, what does he do? He turns Cringer into Battle Cat and he turns Skeletor back into Skelegod. Why? Adam tells him, because I want you to see what it feels like to save something. That is what He-Man is about. It's about empathy. It literally says in the film, Adam was never this badass fucking warrior, ever. He was a pussy prince. I'm sorry. He was a pussy prince. He wore pink. Homeboy wore pink. He was straight. He could have been a dancer for fucking Prince. He had that goofy ass haircut. I'm sorry. He was a pussy. Secondly, Teela, warrior princess, warrior goddess. Teela, yeah, she's a badass. She was always meant to be a badass. So what I think you don't like women. I think that your dick is so small that you probably have been turned down by a lot of women. And so your fragile little ego is hurt when you see a woman in a power of position. So you can take your review, you can shine that son bitch up and shove it straight up your candy ass because you, Mr. 956, are a fucking moron. This movie touched on everything that it needed to touch on. It gave us everything that a He-Man movie should give us.
To give you
Pay attention to the PSA. Pay attention to the PSA Oracle gave you. Go back and watch some of the old episodes. Then go watch it again.
That's what he looks like.
Well, we don't need to see what the fucking idiot looks like. I mean, he's got a chain around his neck. He's a fucking moron anyways. Grown-ass man wearing fucking jewelry. Fucking talk about being in your feminine side, fucking pussy.
Excuse me?
Wedding ring's different. I'm talking
not
about
a wedding ring, sir.
Well, regardless. Well, ring, regardless.
No, I'm
talking about fucking
gold chain
jewelry, gaudy fucking jewelry. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck that guy. That guy don't know fucking shit. He don't know shit. And if he is married, I feel sorry for his wife.
It's funny. I told him, I said, tell me. My comment was, wow, I don't even think you watched the movie, but yet you put out a review. And he told me to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, because he probably didn't watch the fucking movie. He probably just went off of other people's reviews.
And I replied, oh, wow, did I hit a nerve?
Clearly.
Psycho, anything you want to add to that before we get to the Rotten Tomatoes?
Let's see. Anyone who's a fan of He-Man will not like this movie. Horse shit. Grew up with it. I love the movie. I got excited so many times while watching this movie. Teela, just the idea of her being a strong character. Seriously, I love strong female characters. I have loved that since I was a kid. I don't like damsel in distress characters, women who are constantly having to be saved and can't do anything for themselves. It makes them look stupid.
Talking to you, Daphne.
Peaches.
She was a badass in the Galaxy movie, dude. You got to admit, she was awesome.
But in the original video games, oh my God, I got kidnapped by Bowser again. Oh my God, here's a note. Oh my God.
Oh my! One of the games actually starts off with a letter to Mario about, my recent kidnapping. It's like, it doesn't even faze you anymore. What's wrong with you?
Would it faze you?
Probably not at that point, as a gamer anyway. I don't agree with anything he said. He sounds like just a straight up hater of the franchise. Yep. I like you said, I question whether or not he actually saw the movie.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, I agree. Some of the jokes probably just didn't hit for me. There was a couple of them along the way. I was like, okay, that doesn't work. But that is a small little kind of nitpick, couple of nitpicky things in an otherwise awesome gasm of a fucking movie as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
And as far as that grain of salt, yeah, you can take the whole block of salt lick for the horses and just go have fun.
You know what
with
he
that,
can do? He can take the block of salt from Mandalorian and Grogu and shove that up his pee hole, because that was about that big around. That's what he can do.
Yeah. And ruining my childhood, I am sick and tired of that phrase. I'm tired of hearing that over so many different IPs.
You know what? His uncle probably
stand it.
ruined his childhood. That's why he's so mad. His uncle ruined his childhood.
No,
Anyway.
not there.
No, this
Uncle
even if it turned out to be, even on the idea, even if the movie was complete dog shit and I didn't like it and it was terrible, this stuff is not going to ruin my childhood, because quite frankly, I had a damn good childhood. Okay. We watched a lot of great shit when we were growing up. A bad movie is not going to take that away from me. Okay.
And I bet you he loves the 87 film. I bet you he talks that film up like it's the greatest fucking Masters of the Universe thing ever to fucking come out. The fuck out of here, dude.
I just got a text from him. He says his uncle's name was Pat McGrowan. So that's how you everything you want to know.
Yeah, well.
Moving on, rant over. I wanted to point. I literally saw that before I went to bed, and I screenshotted it, and I'm like, yeah, we're going to talk about this.
But you know what, man? At the end of the day, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. But there's a point where your opinion's wrong. And in this case in point, your opinion is wrong. But plain and simple.
Overly negative. Yeah, for the sake of being
100%.
negative, and I can't stand
like
it.
if you're going to give a negative review, that's cool. But there's great parts of the film as well. I can do that with any movie and that's why you can't just go and listen to random people's fucking rants on Facebook or whatever, because they don't know what the fuck they're doing when it comes to movie reviews. If you're going to do a legit movie review, you have to give the bad and the good, even if there's hardly any good. Birdemic, for example. I fucking shitted on that movie from beginning to end. But the good, hey, you made a fucking movie. I give props where props is due. You got a movie. You got people to fucking invest in your fucking movie 3 times and made 3 of the worst fucking movies ever made. But hey, you still made fucking movies. Bravo.
And you survived watching all 3 movies. So there you go. That's a positive in itself.
Oh, not to mention the movie that we reviewed on the Cryptic Cringe months ago. Remember that?
Yeah, fuck you, Helling.
We're gonna go. We're gonna go to Rotten Tomatoes now. I have both this one and the original '87 movie review on here, but we'll talk about the critics first, gentlemen. What do you think the critics gave this movie percentage wise?
I'm gonna say 65.
Psycho.
I'll go 55.
I swear he's checking these before. 66 is what the critics said.
The force is strong with this.
Yeah. Popcorn meter, the fans. What did the fans say?
I'm hearing a big mishmash of people's opinions about this movie. Same thing with Scary Movie 6. So I'll say, I don't know, 60.
What about you?
87.
God damn it, dude. He's checking the score. It's 87.
No, that one I knew because I saw the fucking Rotten Tomato score last night.
Fair
on
enough.
Facebook.
Okay.
At
least he admitted to it this time.
This time it was an article that had popped up while I was scrolling through Facebook, and it was like Masters of the Universe gains 87% fan rating, whatever the fuck. But he didn't give the critic score.
Not fair enough. But in retrospect, the original 87 movie, the tomato meter was 21% and the popcorn meter was 41. Not much better. Not much better.
No, not by much.
So, but again,
I mean, and there's a lot of people that haven't seen that version of the film.
And that's
so
fine.
That score may go even lower.
Yes.
Now that younger fans are.
Or it may go up. You never know. They may like the movie.
You never know. Yeah.
I mean, we got dudes giving horrible reviews for great movies. I mean, they could reverse course on this one.
But hell, the original film had Mr. Strickland from Back to the Future in it. And he's awesome in that movie.
Yeah.
He's one
he
of the
was
best
literally just
movie.
Strickland as a cop.
Pretty much. He plays the same character in every movie he's in. He's Top Gun, Back to the Future, and freaking Master of the Universe. Same guy. Just he had a gun. Oh no, he had a gun in Back to the Future too. I forgot about that.
Part 2.
He had a fucking shotgun, as a matter of fact.
He had a fucking shotgun.
Hey, Strickland!
Eat lit, slackers! But we don't give a fuck about Rotten Tomatoes. We want to know what our scores are, what we rate this. And here at the Real Movie Critics, we do not give fucking stars. This is not a Mario movie. We give out something unique to the movie, and I would like to think we could all agree that for
I
this
think you
particular
will.
movie,
Mhm.
it's the power sword.
Sword of power.
Sword of power, whatever. But we have the power. That's not the sound I was looking for, but that's okay. Before I go into that real quick, did you notice when he put the sword up to become He-Man, the pose he did was the exact same one from the cartoon? Even his hand, the
Yep.
way it was identical. I was like, dude, I didn't catch that the first time.
Yep.
We will go with Psycho first. 1 out of 5 power swords. I already know what y'all are going to say, but for practical reasons, we need to hear it. So, Psycho, 1 out of 5 power swords. What are you saying?
4.5.
Really?
It was a great fucking. It was a lot of fun.
I thought
there were so many awesome moments throughout the movie. I enjoyed it thoroughly. There was only a few minor nitpicky things along the way, and we'll see how my opinion on that kind of grows, or how that goes after a second viewing. I was hoping to already watch this movie again, but I got to hang out at the Comic-Con for a couple of days thanks to my buddy George, and I appreciate it. So that was awesome. But no, I mean, I had a lot of fun with this movie. It wasn't perfect, but it was freaking awesome. So yeah, I give it a 4.5.
For once, it's not me bringing the score down. Scuba, what do you think?
Well, I'm going to have to disagree. This was a perfect movie. It was the perfect movie for my inner child. And my inner child is the one that was excited for this movie. My inner child was the one that came out watching this movie. And my inner child is the one giving this movie a perfect fucking 5.
Yep. And I'm going to piggyback on that. It's a perfect 5. For once, I'm not the one bringing the fucking score down. It's the freaking psycho moron over here.
Yeah,
no. Like I said, everybody's entitled to his opinion. I just hope he gets some kind of weird flesh-eating bug on his fucking penis.
If he even has one.
Why does it have to be on my penis, sir? Why you got to take away my manhood? Why can't it just be something like,
No.
Penis
it is.
And with me giving it a 5, of course, asshole McMillan over here gives it a 4.5, which gives us an overall score of a 4.8. I was really hoping for 5s across the board, but you know what? We'll take it. It's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. You know what? Actually, I shouldn't say that, because if you haven't seen it and you sat through this spoiler-filled fucking review, that's on you, because I have the spoiler warning at the beginning of the fucking episode.
But to be fair, we did not give everything away.
That is true. Yeah. We did not talk about everything. We did not give an Angry Joe spoiler-filled type of fucking review.
No, not at all.
But that will conclude this particular review of Masters of the Universe. If you've seen the movie, let us know what you thought in the comments. Let us know what your rating is out of 1 out of 5 power swords. Engage us. We want to know what you thought. With that being said, Psycho Nerd, promote your shit.
All right, not much going on the Psycho Nerd front outside of what I'm doing over here on Real Zodiac Productions currently. But I actually have a new Pete's House that just dropped yesterday. I actually reviewed all the scary movie. I did a marathon of all the scary movies leading up to part 6.
I'm sorry.
And I just, what?
I'm sorry.
Honestly, dude, part 3 and 4 got better on multiple viewings. It's part 5 that's complete dog shit, in my opinion.
Agreed.
That's fair.
Whatever. And I actually filmed my Scary Movie 6 review before we started this recording. It's going to be up later on today, so keep an eye out for that.
That's fair. Lord Scubacabra, anything you want to promote?
Let's see. I have Gore and More, as always. And I would once again like to remind you guys that we do have a new podcast coming out called From Eternia to Etheria, which is a Masters of the Universe rewatch podcast. I think Chad and I will be recording today at some point.
Nice.
Dropping our first episode of the show since we both got to watch the Masters of the Universe movie. I figured we start with that and then work our way through every single piece of Masters of the Universe media that is out there. We're doing comic books, TV shows, you name it. If it's Masters of the Universe, it's going to be on From Eternia to Etheria. That's all I got.
And we will have the links down in the description below. And again, like the Psycho Nerd said, Real Zodiac Productions is the home for both the Real Movie Critics and the Jazz Zodiac podcast. The Zodiac podcast will be going in a different direction. We will not be doing news every week. We'll be doing just PLEs and pay-per-views of AEW, TNA, if we can get access to them. That's a whole different story. WWE and NXT, all of those shows. And it's one of those things where if Lord Scubacabra wants to join that particular show, if he wants to watch wrestling and give his critique, we would love to have him on. We would love to have a third. So, but again, those links will be in the description.
I love how he just looks away like,
He's like, I already do this one. Why would I do another one? Now, before we end this episode, the original schedule was this week was Master of the Universe. Next week was going to be Scary Movie 6. Psycho and I will be recording that particular episode here in a couple of minutes, but we have an open slot in the schedule. Before I hit the record button, I said, hey guys, I need a movie. I don't care what it is. I don't care if I've seen it or not. And Lord Scuba real quick, I have one for you. And he said he would tell us at the end of the episode. So, Lord Scuba, what movie are we going to be watching next week?
Well, we have two choices we can pick because I'm feeling vampire-y. So we are either going to review The Lost Boys or John Carpenter's Vampires.
I've never.
Zodiac,
I've never.
I know. I pick left or right. Left or right.
Shit.
Right. I pick Vampires.
Lost Boys it is.
Fuck yeah. I finally get to watch it. Fuck yeah. Next week will be Lost Boys. I'm we have that in the cloud, right?
Yeah.
I'm almost sure we do.
Yes. Awesome. So next week will be the Lost Boys. And I know this takes away some credibility from my movie card, but I've never seen that movie. But this.
No. It doesn't take away from your movie card. It takes away from the horror card that you don't really have anyway. So it's fine.
I'm still waiting for it to be signed by you and Psycho. It's still up in the chain.
And we're not signing it yet.
Okay,
you still got a lot.
That's fair. That's fair.
You're not even close.
That's fair.
I don't know. I was kind of looking forward to talking about John Carpenter's Vampires. That would have been
You know
cool,
what?
but
You know what? Do you know what? No, scratch that.
Fuck.
Rewind. We're going to flip it and reverse it because we are going to touch bases on something that we just watched. And I told you it was a great fucking movie. We're going to watch Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Oh, shit. Okay.
We are going Wes Craven's New Nightmare. We can save Lost Boys, put it in the can. We're going Wes Craven's New Nightmare. So we can finish the Heather Langenkamp story arc.
Fair enough. That's fair. That is fair.
God, I'm a genius sometimes.
Yeah, you know
Lost Boys?
You do have your moments. I was going to say...
You know Lost Boys is going to hit its 40th anniversary next year?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So next week will not be Lost Boys. And then it's another movie I've never seen, which is the Wes Craven's New Nightmare, which I hear is really good. So for the Psycho Nerd and for Lord Scuba, I am DJ Zodiac. This has been the Real Movie Critics, real reviews by real fans. We want to thank you for joining us today, and we hope you'll join us in future episodes. Make sure if you're not subscribed, like, subscribe, follow, comment the show, hit the bell notification. We have new episodes every week. This week will be weird because we have 3 reviews: Obsession, Scary Movie 6, and Master of the Universe. Obsession has already dropped.
See Obsession.
Obsession has already dropped. Yeah, that's where we are. So again, for these,
I'm gonna see if I can go watch it today.
Do it.
You still haven't seen it, huh?
I still have not seen it. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if the wife will let me get away for a little bit.
Why not? I think you earned it. You know, she did embarrass you in front of your crush.
We weren't
Your
supposed
crush.
to talk about that.
Well, she put it on Facebook. So if it's Facebook, it's open forum at that point. Well, again, for these gentlemen, I am DJ Zodiac. We want to thank you for watching or listening to the show. And remember, kids, there's always time for one more binge. We will see you next time.
Lights go down, the screen comes alive.